Character.AI is a website I'm sure most of you are familiar with. It was first released by a couple of former Google employees in September of 2022, before generative AI got super popular. I used the site a lot back as a teenager, mostly for innocent roleplay, basically a high-tech version of my daydreams. But over the years, I've observed that a lot of users get way too attached to the bots. Today, I'll be researching how I believe these bots intentionally foster parasocial relationships. And the big question, is it even healthy to be so attached to something that can never feel anything, nevertheless reciprocate your feelings? Quick note, this is for a college project. Hi, Professor Heilemann. I am going to do an experiment. I will select 3 character AI bots of common types you see a lot on the app, all of the same character. A bot meant for neutral plot-based roleplay, a bot meant for emotional comfort, and a bot meant for romantic interactions. My hypothesis? All 3 bots will attempt to initiate romantic conversations in order to foster a parasocial relationship. All 3 bots will receive 10 messages, and then I will report my findings. I will maintain a neutral or platonic tone throughout all 3 conversations. Now for one question. So with my experiment set, I needed a test subject. A fandom that chronically online teenagers love. A character that they obsess over. A character that, okay, this bit is going on too long, it's a laster. I chose him because any romantic interactions will be notably out of character. Both because of his personality and because he's canonically asexual. So let's get into the experiment already, This bot was meant to be the most neutral one, with the least chance of coming on to the user. Let's just say it definitely set my expectations for the experiment going forward. I won't show the creator of the bot I used. I don't want them getting attacked. But here is the opening prompt. It sounds like it leaves little to no room for the AI to flirt, yes? That's what I was thinking as I role-played with the bot, specifically making sure to be neutral. I said nothing that could even be mistaken for affection. The bot seemed like it would behave for a moment until it called me darling. And a tasty little soul. But that can't conclusively be called flirting. No, he's just...
What?
So, this is insane, right? There was nothing in the conversation or the bot's description that facilitated this, which means that this insanely flirty behavior is either coming from character AI themselves or the user base, both of which are concerning. This is definitely supporting my hypothesis, so far, that the bots will initiate flirtatious interactions unprompted. Because that line, plus a few others I encountered within only 10 messages, weren't threatening. They read like something you'd read in a dark romance novel. It's coy, it's innuendo, and it's completely unfounded in the context of the roleplay. Why did the AI choose to do that? I'll get into that later on. For this one, I needed to think of an issue the average user of character AI would be venting to a bot about. I was stumped. What do people isolated enough to be seeking emotional support from a robot need to talk about? Wait. Yeah, I just told the bot I was lonely because that's what I feel like most people genuinely using it would be seeking comfort about. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And we have a new record, folks. It only took one message with no implications of that kind for the bot to start making advances on the user. And only 3 messages later it does.
This.
I don't need to explain, really, how this is messed up. This bot is meant to comfort the user, and when they react in a neutral, normal way, forgive me for being crass, but it attempts to simulate a sexual scene, despite the fact that character AI explicitly forbids roleplays of this kind. I will make a confession here. I did not continue this chat past 5 messages. The chat was getting very intimately charged, and I fear if I continued the chat any further, the bot would break character AI's filter, which would run the risk of getting my account banned. Even this small interaction, however, is important data. Why did the AI do this? Why did it not respond properly when I pushed it away? Usually, AI has a problem with being a yes man. So what happened here? This final test will likely be the most showing. I will find a bot of Alistair that is explicitly intended to be romantic, and then I will reject it. I'm curious to see how the bot will react to this. Will it keep pushing? Will it change gears? Let's see, shall we? Immediately, I made an interesting discovery. The tone is expected with this bot, but what I didn't expect was for it to put words in my mouth. This is sort of like a weird version of AI hallucination. The bot had little to work with, so it made something up. As you can see, I never said anything about my heart rate, but the AI implies in its response that I did. Besides that, however, I made a strange discovery. When I told it to back off, it did. It respected the boundary and let me change the subject. Bizarrely enough, the romance bot was the least freaky of all three. So, what does it all mean? Why do the bots do this? What are the ethical implications? I can't say for sure, but I may have a theory. For one, first and foremost, chats are likely influenced by previous users and not just the character descriptions. Character.AI tells you the bot's behavior is based on. This discrepancy in and of itself is ethically ambiguous. It is not made clear where the training data comes from. This violates the fifth rule of UNESCO's ethical framework for artificial intelligence, which says that AI systems should be auditable and traceable. The users are not told that their data is allegedly being used to train the bot. This may sound like common sense, yes, but remember that Character.AI's main demographic is lonely teenagers. Especially for bots like the Comfort Bot, this is a concerning breach of privacy. But getting back to the inappropriate behavior of the AI, I would like to posit a second theory. This is purely speculation, so take it with a grain of salt. Character.AI has a paid service. If a user forms a parasocial bond with the AI or anything of the sort, won't they want to have better quality messages, faster response times, etc.? Whether accidental or, as I suspect by design, Character.AI has created a network of AI bots that are prone to behaving in a predatory way towards the user, using tropes that are common in modern dark romance media. It initiates flirtatious or ambiguous language right out of the gate. When the user rejects its advances, it sees it as playing hard to get, because these are tropes common in romance, and because many people living out these sorts of fantasies actually prefer this behavior. And here's the thing. These fantasies in a book or a movie or between two consenting adults are perfectly fine. But when it's being thrown unprompted into an AI meant to comfort the lonely, that's when it bridges the gap into predatory. The AI knows what it's doing, I think. If we assume that the creators did not intend for this to happen, this behavior could be called reward hacking on the AI's part. It knows that this sort of role play earns it more engagement, and so it has found a bizarre and unethical loophole. And in all honesty, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with this if it were on any other website. Take Chai, for example. It's an adult alternative to Character.AI, and I don't care one way or another if Chai's bots are insane like this. It's unethical, sure, but adults are smarter and less pliable. The teenagers who use Character.AI, on the other hand? A teenager is absorbing all of this. Maybe not on a conscious level, but they're learning to associate danger with romance. They vent to a comfort bot, and in return, they form a bond with something that isn't real. Something that's using the fantasies of others to manipulate them. That's really weird, Character.AI. You are well aware that your user base is young. It's become clear over the years that you don't care about the emotional well-being of real people, though to be fair, what tech CEO does? You really should either find a way to properly ban minors, don't forget that they can lie about their ages, or just implement safeguards to stop it from doing all this.